For gaming and general use, I only use wireless headphones. Any disadvantage is greatly outweighed by the freedom they give. Unfortunately, the Razer Man of War broke within 6 weeks, which is a big shame because it was the most fun sound, and the microphone with its filters are the best I've used so far. The Logitech G933 also had some build quality issues. It started squeaking after a few months. The G533 has been going well, but it's still not quite what I want. So I was left using the SteelSeries Siberia 800, which has been great, especially with the easily changed battery. But I worry about this material they've used, as it's similar to what's on the Man of War, which has started to flake and peel off. So far so good on the Siberia though, but I would rather companies stop using this sort of material. The SteelSeries Arctis 7 caught my attention because it's smaller, and it has a more durable material. Here's a tour. The outer panels are rubberized, relatively small, and with a plastic frame. They tilt and rotate, which also means you can rest them on your shoulders. The join is hard plastic, and the headband is metal. It seems like it will be durable, but they use this strap for comfort. And while this strap works, I think using a headband strap like this looks a little cheap. It didn't feel too good without it though. Underneath there is a mute microphone button, volume control, mobile cable jack, headphone share jack, and micro USB charging. On the other side, chat mix dial, and power button. The mic is on an extendable flexible arm, which is really good for keeping it out of the way and in position. Inside the box you also get the wireless transmitter, mobile and console cable, and micro USB charging cable. And speaking of the box, it says this has the best mic in gaming, so here is a listen to it. It's meant to be positioned at the corner of your mouth, and that should avoid pops and clicks. It does fairly well filtering out the background noise, and the overall sound is fairly good for a headset mic. However, it seems a bit patchy and isn't very smooth. This is a test with the SteelSeries Siberia 800. Listen out for the background noise and the general tone of the voice. This is a Razer Man of War at 60% volume, and with the filters inside the software, you can see that it doesn't actually pick up on any background noise at all, unless you're talking, and then it picks up on a little bit. This is the Arctis 7 again, definitely much better than the Siberia 800, but I don't think it really comes close to the Man of War. The sound quality just isn't there. It's decent enough and great to see they're working on it, but nothing to get too excited about yet, and it has to be too close to your mouth for comfort. The headset is compatible with PC, Mac, mobile, PS4, Xbox and VR. The 7.1 is available on Windows only though, with the software. Regarding the sound quality, I recorded them with a microphone, so the test isn't exact, but it gives you an idea of what they sound like. Both on flat equalizers and no surround, the Arctis sounds sharp and lacking depth. The big bass notes just aren't really there. The Siberia 800 actually sounds rich and full, warm and smooth. And they're not even the greatest sound either, but it's still better than the Arctis. If you look at the colored visualizer, even with the Siberia 800 being at a lower volume, it still shows more bass, while the Arctis seems to have a greater focus on the mid-range, which would add to the sharpness. That might be an attempt at making them sound clearer. Here is a listen to each. Apparently they're using the same 40mm speaker drivers, so I guess if you mess with the equalizer enough, you can probably get them to sound the same. After a while I did get a good bass response from them, so you can get a good sound, but on default, I don't think it is. Here's a quick test for the bleed. It's quite obvious where I put them on, so they handle it really well. As for wireless range, these are actually the best I've used. I've been able to walk around my apartment, and even outside, and still manage to get some signal. Most wireless headsets I've tested will start to fail just going to the back corner of my room, while the computer is in the living room. Unfortunately, unlike the Siberia 800, these do seem to have a bit of delay. I tested it via rapping. I won't hurt your ears with the raw recordings, but in rapping, timing is extremely important, and you see how I started my verse a bit later on the Arctis recording? I tried it a few times and it was always delayed like that, so that means the sound I'm hearing is slightly delayed, causing the rap to be off time. They're advertised as lag-free headphones, so maybe I'm wrong, but in this test, they didn't seem lag-free. Performance-wise in game, these aren't the greatest, but they work well enough. If you have something that's really sound sensitive, like the lightning gun in Quake Live, and you're relying on hit beeps to know if you're hitting someone, the slight delay might cause a problem for you. I usually turn off the hit beep for rapid fire weapons when using headsets with delay. They are comfortable though, no pain after using them all day, and the ear cups are the usual 7 by 5 cm or so. It weighs about 375 grams, which seemed okay to me, and for the build quality, moving them around a lot, they're quiet, no crackling or squeaking. In the software, you can set it to surround mode, but I didn't personally like that sound, so I left it on stereo. You have some presets, and you can change the equalizer. There's also dynamic range compression. Personally, I left that off. And there are some mic options, be sure to turn the volume up to max. So this is an interesting one. At around $150 on Amazon, with the Siberia 800 being around $235, I'd personally save up for the Siberia, because you can quickly swap the battery, they have a better sound out of the box, pass the latency test, and are a bit more comfortable with a better headband. But the Arctis 7 has better earpads, a usable microphone, bigger wireless range, and I think they look better while on. And you can't get better sound after altering the equalizer. I guess this is one of those situations where you have to decide what's important to you. For general use and talking to friends, the Arctis. For competitive gaming and not really talking much, the Siberia 800. I really like the Arctis 7 though, and because I have two computers, and because of the issues with the other wireless headsets, I'm going to use these on my general purpose PC, and the Siberia on my gaming PC. So they're great, but they're not without their flaws. But SteelSeries is currently winning the race when it comes to wireless headsets, simply because they actually work and are good enough. There is an opening in the market though, I'm sure they can do better. Anyway, hope that makes your decision easier. If you want to help support the channel, I'll leave the usual links in the description. Special thanks to SteelSeries for sending these out for review, and as always, like and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next.